today, for some reason, I volunteered a friend to help him change his fuel filter in his Chevy or GM 2500 diesel pickup truck. So we're gonna do that today. But first, I gotta clean out the garage a little bit. I'm gonna set you guys down and move some stuff around.
Several bad puns later.
Sweet, that's all done. Now we can pull this truck in here. You never have all the space that you want. Hey look, perfect timing. Just showed up. I don't know if this was a GM or a Chevy, right? It's the same brand, but it's the Chevy 2500 2008. The fuel filter is underneath here, and the easiest way to get to it is through the wheel well. We're going to get some access to the priming system right here just by taking off this ducting piece rope. These are typically 8mm bolts that hold this on, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. That's it for that. And there's the fuel filter and the primer right there. So we got our light set up. All the clips you need to remove on this one are already missing, so easy for us. To take out plastic clips though, I recommend this tool by Leslie. They make it super easy, so we'll just pop them out. Oops, that one broke. It's a good thing I've got more. You just buy them from the auto parts store for a couple bucks for a pack of them. But these get real brittle, well, because of their location. And this one has a couple of sheet metal screws. Probably because the plastic clips came out. There you go, out comes the liner. As you can see right here, there's your fuel filter. It's got a little sensor on there. I haven't opened up the new one yet. It might come with one, it might not. Nope, just the seal, the O-rings, and then you reuse that part. And it looks like it's made out of plastic, so be really careful taking that apart. All right, we're just going to try to loosen this by hand first. If that doesn't work, we will bring out the big guns in the form of an oil filter wrench. Let's see if I can do this without knocking my light down. So we're trying not to spill diesel all over the place because it is still full of fuel. All right, and then we'll dump the fuel out right here into a bucket. I conveniently placed that there before the camera turned on. And I'll just loosen this up real quick. Oh, there's a lot more in the bottom. Alright, so we got our O-ring on the top, and we got our O-ring here. The new one came with new O-rings, so we'll just throw those on. No sense in using old parts. So new O-rings, they're pretty dry. They come in these, they come sealed in these, but you want to make sure they're lubricated so they don't catch and bind, and then cause a leak when you're putting everything back together. I'm just going to use this light lubricating oil. Some people use diesel fluid. You could use a touch of engine oil if you want. You're supposed to do it on your oil filters too when you replace them. We're just going to put this in here like this. Brand new. Throw this in the bottom of the filter. And not cross thread it. There we go. You're going to want to snug it up with your hand. And then just a little bit more to compress the seal with your pliers. You can use channel locks or whatever you have. I like these. Same thing here. This goes just on the outside, just like where this other one was. Just right here. Doesn't go on the inside of the threads, it goes on the outside. That's lubricated, and then we're just gonna tighten this back on here. Alright, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera, but there's a plastic nut right here that you take off. That's basically the overflow for the fuel primer. We're going to take that off, and then we're going to prime it until fuel comes out of that hole. Since fuel's going to come out of that hole, we're going to put something to catch the fuel. There we go. Then we're going to start this little plastic nut by hand so we don't cross thread this either, because if you cross thread this you have to go find a new one somewhere, and that's more work than just trying to put it in nicely. We're going to save ourselves the most amount of work possible. Alright, so I'm not going to put this back on right now to just test start it. Makes it easier to see if your fuel filter's leaking at all right there. Okay, now we're going to start it up. The reason you want to prime it is so your engine's not starving for fuel. The more revolutions your engine makes without the diesel lubricating it, the more wear it's going to get on it. So you just want to make it last as long as possible, since trucks aren't cheap. There you go, started right up. Alright, so now we're just checking to make sure there's no leaks. All that fuel there was there from when we primed it to begin with. I don't see anything dripping down underneath either. Alright, now we're just going to throw everything back together and be all done. Alright, these cars typically aren't smart enough to know when the fuel filter's been changed. On this model, the way you get to it, you press this car with the eye for information, and then you press it until it says, not oil life, fuel filter life remaining, and then you hold the check button at the bottom until it says 100% fuel filter life remaining. And that's it. That's all you need to change your fuel filter in, I think, 07 to 13 GM or Chevy Duramax. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.